Hello and welcome to another Nikke video. Mobile sales data for the month of May have been released and I'm going to discuss it. Please leave a like and a sub and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so before I begin, I just want to do this full disclosure here. If we actually go to regions and we actually click on the little China flag here, pretty much any of the numbers you happen to see here for China, unfortunately, it's pretty much a guesstimate at most. Since unfortunately we don't have the actual mobile sales data for that country. So right here, they just put a little multiplier of 1.75, but technically you could just put whatever. For example, I'd do 5, and you can notice these numbers multiply and move around. So I'm going to leave it at the default 1.75 there. But just so you know, any numbers you happen to see for China, it might not be correct. And, you know, I just want to let you guys know that. All right, and let me just, since it's going to be mostly going to be comprised of Nikke, we'll take a look at that first. Right here for Nikke, it's right over here. And basically, last month we had 20 million, and now we have 21 million, which is a small increase, which is good. I mean, any increase is always good. And only that, Nikke makes a lot of money as well. I'll go a little bit more in depth coming up. I just want to first talk about the whole list in general. And since this is mostly going to be comprised of Nikke, I'm going to go more in depth a little bit later. But let me just go first talk about these honorable mentions here. Where we look at the top, this new game here, Soul Leveling Arise, 41 million. Wow, that is absolutely amazing for just a brand new game coming out. And all of that Honkai Star Rail, you know, did take a little dip, but still doing really, really good. You know, there's Arc Knights, 11 Deep Space, Genshin Impact. Unfortunately, 11 Deep Space and Genshin Impact took quite a dip, especially for Genshin Impact there. But for global, even for global, it also took a little dip, not too much. Only took like what, about 14 million there. Just a little small dip. Let me keep going down here for FGO, still pretty much stay the same. Wuthering Waves, this game just barely came out. And yeah, they're doing pretty good as well. We'll see how well, what the next month's going to hold, since I know there's like a bunch of drama going on with the game, a bunch of like bugs and stuff like that. So I wonder what's going to happen next month. But anyways, let's keep going down here for Puzzle and Dragon. You took a little small dip of 5 million there. AFK Journey, I know they've been like really promoting the crap out of this game. Went from 19 to 12 million there. Dragon Ball still doing extremely well. Pretty much doubled the profits there. Reverse 1999. I know that their half anniversary is already going on right now. So it did pretty good, pretty much like doubled there. So very, very wonderful job for them. Summoning War just went down 1 million there. Idol Masters, pretty good. It's a new game. It did 10 million. Very, very good. The Horse Girl Derby game, it went up 8 to 10 million there. Let me go down a little bit more. One Piece just went up there a little bit from 3.6 to 7 million. Pretty good. Blue Archive still staying strong at the same from 6 million. One Piece Treasure Cruise, wow, they did really good. 1.3 to 6 million there. Let me just keep going down. Jujutsu Kaisen still going strong. Went from 2.5 million to 5 million there, so double. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle still staying the same there. Mental Mori still staying the same. One Piece again, Treasure Cruise going, $3 million more. Heaven Burns Red pretty much took a beating. It went from 7 to 3 million there, but still not that bad. Epic 7 going to 4 to 3, and also Fire Emblem Heroes going from 4 to 3. And a lot of these games actually did happen to go up here, like 7 Deadly Sins went from 2 to 3 million. FGO Global stay the same at 3. Arc Knights going up a little bit, 1.3 to 2.8. Blue Archive here also doing really well from 1.7 to 2.8, still holding out strong. Persona 5, Phantom X, even for China, actually took a significant beating here, 11 to 2.75. Also FGO did the same as well, 8.25 to 2.75. Let me keep going down here for the 7 Deadly Sins for Japan there, went 1.4 to 2.5. And also let me keep going down for Azure Lane for Japan, went up from 1 to 2 million. That's very, very good. Astra here, did, wow, that took quite a beating as well. Went from 7 to 2 million. That's a $5 million beating there. Hopefully, they can recover. I mean, the game's still new, so there's a lot of things they can do. AFK Arena, still saying the same. Outer Plane, wow, Outer Plane went significantly increase here. Went from 160,000 to 1.9. I wonder if that was a little misprint there and they forgot a 0. Princess Connect Redive, going a little bit higher there. 11 Deep Space going down. Pokemon Masters EX going down 1.7 to 1.6, just a little bit. Azure Lane Global, even they also went up ahead, 1.1 to 1.6. Very, very good. And also there's a lot of Final Fantasy games here too. Unfortunately, Final Fantasy Ever Crisis, that went down just a little tiny bit. And the War of the Visions also went down just a little tiny bit as well. Let me just keep going down here. Another Eden going down 1.6, 1.2. Olympus Company going a little bit up, 800 to 1.1 million. Brown Dust 2 also going up as well. Pretty good. Black Clover Mobile there goes 1.6 to 1.1 million. Let me just keep going down a little bit more. Path to Nowhere doubling there. Final Fantasy War of the Visions for Global going up a little bit. Nice. Snowbrain Containment here, 500 to 900,000. Very good. Let me keep going down. Octopath Traveler, 500,000, 800,000. Persona 5 for Japan here happened to go down 1.2 to 800,000. The Hatsune Miku just going down a little tiny bit. Dolphin Wave from 600 to 700,000. Final Fantasy 7 Ever Crisis on Global also went down as well, 900,000 to 600,000. Yeah, let me just keep going down there. Honkai Impact there for Japan, it's pretty much stay the same. Mobile Suit Gundam went a little bit down, 800 to 500,000 there. Let me just keep going more down. And Punished Grave Raven for Japan, 200 to 400,000. Under the Eden, 600,000, 400,000. Reverse on Global, pretty much went down a little bit, 500,000 to 400,000 there. We keep going down for Tower of Fantasy, going up, it's pretty much stay the same. Punished Grave Raven, Global staying the same. Keep going down. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius still staying the same, 200,000 there. Ensemble Star, 190,000 to 190,000, still saying the same. So a lot of them are still saying the same, or they're just making little tiny minor adjustments. Like Girl Frontline, 80,000, 150,000. But a lot of it is not too big of a difference. It's just small, very, very small increases. Like Black Clover Amp, 50,000 and 90,000. So it isn't that big of a, increase, but it is pretty nice that it's actually increasing and going down a little bit more. And yeah, it's just like I mentioned earlier, even though this is a Nikke video, I just want to go and just show all these other ones here, since, there is a lot of games here. Unfortunately, there are some games that happen to just unfortunately go to the graveyard. But of course, I'm going to be mostly talking about Nikke here, which I actually already have basically an Excel spreadsheet already on the other monitor here. I'll just go and put it right now for you guys so we can explain a little bit more about what's happening with the Nikke world, which is right here. So right here, what you're seeing here, it's the last 4 months of sales here. We're actually adjusted this sheet a little bit more. So now you actually have the icons instead of all the text. So it's a little bit easier to see. Pretty much how you see here, the last 4 months were February, March, April, May, with the current one is being May, where we do have Crown, Trony, and Bunny Soda here. So between April and May, yeah, it's pretty much very similar in numbers, only pretty much $1 million increase, which is still good. I mean, any increase is always good. And all that as well, Nikke is making a lot of money compared to the other games we just saw right now. But obviously, if you happen to see the list here, you happen to see a few units twice, like for example, Crown and Alligates here twice. Since pretty much a lot of these banners, they pretty much start in 1 month and they roll over to the next month. And I know a lot of people, majority of the time, actually happen to do the pulls right in the beginning. So usually within the first few days, and also as well within the last few days. That's when the majority of the pulls are done. Pretty much happen to see the same numbers between April and May. Not only that, yeah, and unfortunately I didn't happen to get this prepped yet, but there's actually a lot of specialty passes that were during this time too. You have Modernia's costume gacha actually as well. It happened in April. It was released within the first week. And then we had Crown's costume gacha released in May. Obviously with those costume gachas, you could get them at any time. And all that, not only that, they actually did happen to give us a couple free pulls on this as well. And then on top of that, we actually did happen to have another specialty outfit for Snow White. Yeah, so we also had another specialty outfit for Snow White, which could also account for a little bit more increase in sales. The only thing is, I assume we were going to have a lot more sales for April, especially how we had the 2 collab characters. And I know, not everybody loved ReZero. But, having collab characters, I think are always fine, but I think people wanted a different type of collab there. But if not, I know that Bae brought the schmexiness there. And obviously Crown, she was a very, very lovely fan favorite. And all of that, she's a very powerful unit. So I assumed the numbers would be high. Not only that as well, that the event lasted for a very long time. That I think it pretty much split the earnings between them both, between April and May. But either way, I mean, the numbers are doing really, really good. I mean, 20 million and 21 million is very respectable compared to like the other games we were just looking at. So it's very, very good. And only that, yeah, we also had Mary's Dr. Bunny outfit come out as well, right here at the beginning of May. Obviously, since they already rolled over, a lot of the passes are going to be pretty much, could also be purchased in the next month. But I know a lot of people, pretty much when they see it, they buy it and they just wait until it's leveled up. So obviously, I think some of those passes are going to also be a part of the next month in June. But yeah, either way, yeah, I assume that the numbers were going to be a little bit higher, but still no need to fret. I mean, yeah, they are still making a lot of money and all that. There's still a lot more events to come up. But let me just go look at the lifetime sales now so I can just move on to the next thing here, which is right here. And yes, this is the entirety of the mobile sales data. Let me just go and show you what happened in every single month here. So pretty much in the beginning, this is when the game was released, happened to go down, and it didn't actually spike up until Modernia here. So this is when the very, very first time Modernia came out here for the New Year's event, happened to go down. And right here in February, this is when the Chainsaw Man collab came out. And also as well, this is when the PC version also came out. So basically, as soon as when February hit, we did not have 100% true mobile sales data, since now only Shipped Up has that information. And unfortunately, they don't actually release that information often. They usually release it every quarter or every 6 months or whenever something big happens. So we don't really know the exact mobile sales data since only ShiftUp has that information. But either way, let me just move on. So it wasn't here until the half anniversary. This is where Dorothy was, and also Alice happened to show up here as well. So let me just, and then unfortunately kept going down. Unfortunately, Noir and Blanc could not stop this as well. It kept going down, and it wasn't until here when they finally announced the summer event was coming up. So that's where we had the summer units, and you know, Summer Anise, Summer Mary, Summer Neon, and Summer Helm. And only that in September, this is when we had the Near collab over here. So that's why you saw this spike, and the Near collabs were really good characters as well. It went down a little bit, and this is when we had the 1 year anniversary, and this is with Red Hood. This is when she finally came out, and then a lot of people happened to get that character. It went down a little bit more, and this is when finally Scarbs and Modernia Rerun happened to come out here in January. It went down a little bit, and then we did happen to have the ReZero collab, and then basically the half anniversary going in now. So yeah, this is pretty much all the mobile sales data that we have right now. I know it looks a little bit bad just because of this first month, but honestly, if I remove the first month here, it wouldn't look as bad. Not only that, Nikke is still making a lot of money, which let me actually show you all the data now. Which here it is. Yeah, pretty much just going to show all the banners on the left-hand side, you know, who were there, the duration of the banners, and also who was there during that time as well. The mission pass, the month, the sales data, and a little bit to the right is the last 6 months, which, you know, honestly, this looks really, really good. I know looking at the graph, it looks a little bit worse, but honestly, Nikke is doing really, really good. Let me just go ahead and go down here to show you a little bit more of what's going on, which I already told you right here in February. That's when the PC version actually came out with the Chainsaw Man collab. And then that's why these numbers weren't true since February, unfortunately. But let me go ahead and go down, where if you look a little bit to the right-hand side, you're going to notice the last events that actually happened in the game, which is the Last Kingdom there, Darkheroes, and Golden Coin Rush that's going on right now. So yeah, so these are the last events that happened. I know that, you know, sometimes people forget what events happen. And all of that, we do happen to have another month here. Whoops, and I forgot to remove this. And there we go. Thanks to editing magic, you don't see it there anymore. So yeah, we do have a Bunny Soda. Not only that, we have Bunny Alice coming up very, very soon as well. And obviously right now with the mission pass, we do have Folkwang's Moist Bunny. And all of that, you could also purchase right now. It's going to be Dr. Bunny for Mary. And also as well, we're going to have another banner happening right after that. Hearing through the grapevine is going to be a unit that I think a lot of people are going to want. You know, unfortunately, she was released. Not, I want to say released, but basically she was an NPC not long ago. And she has a very, very, very wonderful figure, but I don't know if people are going to want her or not. I mean, we don't know too much information about that new character, but either way, she looks very, very lovely. Yeah, you have to wait till it actually comes out. But either way, how I just told you guys earlier, yeah, I assume that we would actually had increased in sales by like even more than 20 million here for the month of April, you know, besides the collab and also the 1 year anniversary there, 1.5 year anniversary there. But either way, I mean, still 20 and 21 million is very, very respectable there. I mean, that's very, very good, but yeah, I would have hoped that actually would have had way more money for these 2 months, but fret not. Also as well, guys, in case you guys don't know, ShiftUp is going to be releasing this game in China soon. I'm not exactly sure when they're going to be doing that, but this game will be released in China soon. So most likely these numbers should be going up. I don't know how high they will go. I mean, I know there's a lot of people in China that are playing right now, but they're playing like through VPNs and through other methods. Yeah, they're currently playing it now, but you know, once it releases in China, these numbers should shoot up. I don't know how much though, but yeah, I can't wait to see that. And only that, I wonder how the game's going to change too, because yeah, you know, I know people are afraid of like, oh, hey, you know, China has this sort of expectation, you know, so I wonder if, you know, what they're going to do. I mean, ShiftUp, honestly, I mean, I think they're doing very good in the character designs. I mean, there's a lot of booba and stuff. I know they're trying to say, hey, stuff's being censored, but honestly, there's a lot of booba and a lot of skin being shown. So I don't know about that, but either way, I mean, in terms of sales data here, guys, yeah, the sale figures are still doing really, really well. I know it's not as much as the first month here, so if I go all the way back up, you know, the first month was almost 70 million, and then basically around 40 million there, and then going to 20 and 40 and 30 and stuff like that. Either way, I mean, the sales data is doing fantastic. I mean, honestly, really the only worst months that happened in the game right here in February unfortunately with Maid Privy and Alec. Yes, I think maybe Moron and Aid happened to bring it down, but if not, there was also here in October, which unfortunately the schoolgirls, yeah, they cannot help out here. And also the other one too was unfortunately when they introduced the ReZero collab with the D Killer Wife and Alec. Yeah, those are like the third 3 worst months. But other than that, I mean, the game is doing really, really good. I mean, as long as, you know, they keep maintaining, you know, how much they're getting here. I mean, I think the game, it will be lasting for a long time. Not only that as well, I mean, ShiftUp in themselves, you know, they have a lot of different stuff going on. I mean, I know they're going to make, I think, a sequel to Stellar Blade, and they're going to make like a PC version of it. And then also they're making like a brand new IP as well. Something to do with some witch thing. I can't wait for that. But yeah, so I mean, ShiftUp is doing really, really good. And honestly, I have no fear of what's going to be happening to Nikke. I mean, Nikke is doing extremely well. I mean, so far they have been listening to a lot of the fan feedback, and for anybody who has any feedback for the game, you could just go in the game itself, write an email to the customer support, and they just go ahead and forward that to the devs. Obviously, since they're Korean devs, you know, everything has to be translated to Korean and then sent off to them. Or most likely what they do is they probably gather everybody's thoughts and just give them pretty much a summary of what's going on. But so far, you know, they have been listening, you know, they have been doing improvements. I mean, currently right now, with the improvements they have made combat power changes. So now everybody's significantly stronger. Not only that, they did happen to add some, you know, the new treasure system. They did happen to upgrade some mini games and a bunch of other stuff happening in the game too. So hopefully they keep listening to the fan feedback and only that as well. You know, keep up these fabulous designs because yeah, a lot of people do like the designs. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'd like to know what you guys think about the sales. I mean, I think the sales are still doing really, really great. I know a lot of people are going to be, you know, doom and gloom and saying, no, Nikke is done. You know, it's only been a minor increase or very insignificant increase compared to the previous month. But honestly, even with this very small increase, it is doing a hell of a lot better compared to the other games we just saw. Some of them can't even break 1 million, and Nikke alone is doing that no problem. So I think it's doing very fantastic, but I would like to know your thoughts though. How do you think Nikke is doing? Do you actually think Nikke is going to increase even more whenever China comes out? Or if not, how do you think the bunnies are going to be doing with the sales data here, since we do have bunny Alice coming in soon, and we have another unit coming in for the month of June. Not only that as well, we also do have another couple events coming soon, which is going to be also the summer event, which I don't know if they're going to do the exact same thing they did for last year. You know, they happen to do basically 2 different summer events. They did a part 1 and part 2. On top of that, they did 4 different summer units as well. There were 2 SRs converted to SSR units and then 2 SSR alternate variants. So we'll see if they happen to do that as well. And not only that too, I know they did talk about the collab like a while ago, which they happened to say it was Stellar Blade. I don't know if that's going to be the most recent collab. I mean, honestly, if I was them, I would honestly put a Stellar Blade as the collab coming up, since that would make the best financial sense, because you'd be basically re-promoting the game, and only that, you could actually promote DLC or whatever they want to do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they can do, which would be honestly the best business decision for them. But if not, I mean, I would like to know your thoughts, and that's pretty much for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like and a sub. I would really appreciate it. All right, I'm Scrublord, and I'll see you in the next one.